Investigation that is far from over. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Wale Aliyu. We are here outside Scripps Mercy Hospital where the injured officer has been for hours at this point. Police are not revealing the officer's identity just yet for their protection, but we can tell you that officer underwent successful surgery and is expected to survive. That is the good news. Still, it has been a very, very trying day for the San Diego Police Department. Even the chief, who we spoke to a few hours ago, was a little choked up as he briefed the media. Take a listen.
It's tough. These are extraordinary young men and women mostly that go into harm's way on a daily basis for total strangers to keep this community safe.
The chief saying they are a family, and the call they got today is not a call that any police chief in the country wants to get. Now, that was earlier today. We spoke to a woman, but within the last 30 minutes, we actually received new information from the department. Let's get right out to ABC 10 News reporter Rachel Bianca, who joins us live in Mountain View with that new information. Rachel.
Wale, police just released the name of that suspect. It's Andrew Garcia. He's 20 years old, lives in San Diego, but it's still unclear if he has any connection to this neighborhood. Now, this is the house where that standoff finally came to an end. You can see where it's been boarded up, some of the damage caused during that 9-hour ordeal. Police are now gone from the neighborhood, but much of this area remained a crime scene for most of the day. Police shut down Logan Avenue from 44th to 46th Street for several hours. This all started around 1 a.m. when police tried to pull over a driver for a reported stolen car. That was in Barrio Logan. The 10 News breaking news tracker captured that chase. It lasted about an hour and involved several freeways. At some point, a female passenger got out. Eventually, the driver stopped in the area of 45th and Logan here in Mountain View. Police were chasing him as he made his way through several apartment complexes. Investigators say that's when Garcia fired at an officer, hitting him multiple times. The chief says the officer's bulletproof vest saved his life. Garcia then ran into a vacant house on 44th, and that led to a standoff with SWAT that lasted roughly 9 hours. Police used a robot, pepper spray, flashbangs, and other non-lethal tactics. At some point, they were able to see that the guy was unconscious, and that's when officers went in. The suspect was overdosing. Officers gave him Narcan and then finally took him into custody. Queenie Brooks lives just a few doors down.
If they said that someone shot the police, that's very, that's very unnerving. So to have someone in the area that's dangerous like that, and there's children in the area.
It is unclear what happened to the woman who was in that car. Garcia is in the hospital right now, facing a long list of charges, including the attempted murder of a police officer. Reporting live in Mountain View, Rachel Bianco, ABC 10 News.
21-year-old Andrew Garcia. Rachel, thank you very much. Police say the firearm Garcia used in today's shooting is one that law enforcement have been trying to get off of our streets.
As far as the suspect, again, I can tell you some new information. We did locate what we believe to be the suspect's firearm that was used in this shooting of our officer. I will tell you it is a ghost gun, a 9mm ghost gun.
Ghost guns, you'll remember, do not have a serial number, hence the name Ghost Gun. They are untraceable firearms that can be bought online and assembled at home. Local officers say they've been coming across these types of firearms more and more often. The department confiscated 545 ghost guns last year compared to 77 in 2019. You see the increase there. Now, that prompted local leaders to take action. The city banned ghost gun possession last year, and the county followed suit this year. SDPD also has a unit called the Ghost Gun Apprehension Team to prevent and investigate these crimes. So far, the city has netted at least one conviction under its ghost gun ordinance. Police say while today's standoff took a while, the escalation itself was quick. For an in-depth perspective, we spoke to a former El Cajon police officer who tells us when gunfire begins, it completely changes how officers handle these situations.
Without an officer being shot or someone firing rounds, then you can try to negotiate, talk to the person, and you can use other different tactics taser, whatever it may be, if you're engaging them and they're resisting. Once the rounds are fired, now it's a whole different ballgame because they know this person had a propensity to fire rounds at one officer. They're likely going to fire them at the other officers, and also at anyone that could be innocent bystanders that also could be hit. So it's a complete game changer, and that's where they bring out a SWAT team that's specially trained that they can handle these kind of situations.
All right, so we had a stolen car here, Kim. We had a traffic stop. We had a chase in the car and on foot. We had a shooting towards police. We had a suspect barricading himself. We had an overdose. We had officers using Narcan. Police having to use every last bit of their training on a story like today. Kim, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, very dangerous situation out there today. Thank you, Wale.